Hello guys and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the watch from Blitzwolf and the model is called BW-HL3. It's right there on the table. Didn't have to, but I think I'll give a shout out to Banggood platform because their sales manager contacted me and they offered me a collaboration, a long-time collaboration with them. So this product came to me for free. So I'm thinking that sooner or later I'll probably gonna start giving these products away. So eventually when we get more subscribers, I'm sure we will do that. So although this video is semi-sponsored by Banggood, I'm not forced to say anything good or anything bad about this watch. So what we'll do now is we'll unbox it and I'll take you through the watch step by step. So first thing to mention is on a Banggood, you'll buy this watch for about $30 US, but with a coupon that will be provided in the link down below, and with upcoming sales and all those things, you can get them a lot cheaper if you wanted to. So let's unbox and see what comes inside. So obviously you'll find the watch itself. The watch comes with a magnetic charger. You'll also find a user manual, both in English and Chinese, and unfortunately those are the only two languages that you will find. And in the manual you'll find a QR code which will allow you to download the Glory Fit app, which I'm going to show you later on in the video as well. And believe it or not, but you do get a 12 months warranty with a Blitzwolf, and here's the information if you wanted to contact them. So a quick look at the watch itself. The watch is made completely out of metal, so the outer shelf is all metal. The watch got a nice weight to it. The watch without the strap weighs 50 grams. With the strap it weighs about 75 to 80 grams depending on the strap. I've got a metal strap this time and I sort of prefer this. The rear of the watch is all made out of plastic, and this is where you'll find your three sensors. You've got a heart rate sensor, a blood pressure sensor, and you've got an oxygen blood sensor as well. Straight away, I want to say that those sensors are pretty good and they are fairly compatible with the sensors found on a Halo Solar. And when I did my review on the Halo Solar, I did say that the sensors on this thing were lightning fast and they were pretty accurate. Same goes for Blitzwolf. On the right side of the watch, you'll find the only physical button. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for rotation. It only works when you press it, but that's a minor thing. I think it's pretty good. The screen on the watch is 1.3 inches across with a resolution of 240 by 240 pixels, which looks pretty darn good. Inside of the watch you'll find a battery, which is 180 milliamp battery, which will actually last you a good 5 to 7 working days if you have a proper use of the watch. But if you have a light use of the watch like I did for the past 2 weeks, you'll probably get more than a week and a half to 2 weeks of battery life out of these babies here. The width of the watch is 46 millimeters. The interchangeable straps are 22 millimeters across. So if you're going to be looking for a different strap, you're going to be looking for 22 mil. Inside you also find a Bluetooth 5.0, which is lightning fast. So if you want to update any information, so for instance like weather information, and you want to get all your notifications really fast, Bluetooth 5.0 is a perfect match for that. The watch also comes with an IP rating of IP68, meaning that they are fairly protected from any water, and you can submerge them in the water to a depth of 1 meter and they will be absolutely perfectly fine. You can take them for a swim, you can take them to a shower, you can go pretty much anywhere. You can do your dishes with these watches and not be afraid of it. The only thing I would mention is possibly best not to take them to places like hot tubs or things like saunas and things like that. So no hot environment would be preferable. So let's jump into the watch itself and I'll show you the user interface, what's going on the inside. So if you scroll from top to bottom, this usually gives you a quick access to several settings, things like you can find your phone if you've lost it, you can read some info about the watch, you can control your brightness. There are 4 settings and I didn't have any issues using this watch in the bright sunlight. Like for instance, I've got a softbox on at the minute, you can see, and everything is readable and everything is good. Settings allow you to reset or turn your watch off, and that's basically it for the settings. If you scroll from bottom to top, that gives you an access to your notifications or your messages. The watch stores about 10 notifications at a time, and you can read short messages quite easily, but for longer messages it will come with short preview, and then it's going to be like ... and then obviously you have to actually go physically to your phone and read the message from there. If you scroll from left to right or from right to left, it doesn't really matter. It takes you to the same sort of round menu. So if we scroll from left to right, if the first thing that you will notice, it will show you the info that your watch managed to gather for the past whatever time. So how many steps you've done for today, how many miles you've traveled, how many calories you've burned. Then we go down to heart rate sensor. And that's a good time for me to pop it on. So we taking measurements now live. You can see how it works. I've noticed that it usually starts from 70, it goes to about 85, 86, which is normal for me in the calm state. And if I take it off the wrist, watch what happens then. It stops taking measurements. So if it's not on the wrist, it's not taking measurements. So therefore it's actually working. It's a working heart rate sensor. Then you got your blood pressure sensor, you got your oxygen sensor, you've got your exercises, so your sport modes. Let's jump into that. You've got your common things like running, cycling, skipping, table tennis, badminton, normal tennis, and your swimming. Once again, if I press on swimming, the exercise should start, so 1, 2, 3, but it doesn't. And that's because the sensor is not covered. So if I cover it with my finger, the timer will start. If I take my finger away, the time will stop. I think it's a pretty good feature. I think all of the watch should have it, so we can be sure that this watch is actually doing something good. Then you got your weather. It shows you the current temperature, it shows you the minimum temperature for today expected and the highest temperature for today expected, and it shows you what's basically going on outside. It's pretty cloudy. I haven't seen the sun today, so resembles what's actually outside. Then you got your messages. You also got a very simplified stopwatch. You can find your phone if you've lost it. I've actually used this feature for the first time ever a couple of days ago, and this is where you'll find your sleep tracking. If you had it on your wrist throughout the night before, you'll see all the info. You've got your settings, and you're back to your watch face. Very simple, but very informative and very usable. I think it's pretty good. So what I'll do now is I'll jump into the software, I'll jump into the app that connects this watch to your phone. I'll show you what's what, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to summarize today's video. Right, so let's take a look at the app itself. On the first page, you'll be presented with all the info that your watch managed to gather for the past whatever time. So how many steps you've done, how many calories you burned, your heart rate measurements, and all those good things. Then if you go to the second sub-menu, sport, walking, running, bicycle, rope, skipping, and all those things. If you use this page, if you use this app, and provided that you've got your phone and your watch with you and you go for a run, let's say, what this app will do is it will turn the GPS on your phone, and it will trace where you've been, so you can always keep the map of where you've been, how many miles you've ran, and all those things. Then if you go down to third sub-menu, which is device sub-menu, if you go to dashboard, this is where you'll find your watch faces. There are a total of 36 of them. Possibly they could be updated in the near future, but I think 36 is already enough, because they're all very versatile, and they're all very informative, and they got different colors, and so you'll find the one you'll like. The chances are pretty good. So I will just scroll down slowly, and you can just take a look at the watch faces that you'll find. They do sync very quickly. Takes about, I don't know, 5 to 10 seconds, and the watch face will be updated on your watch. You can also go to My Dials. This is where you'll find the watch faces that you've downloaded. So these will be sort of almost like pre-installed, so therefore they will be synced with your watch even quicker. You also got a custom dial. I'm not a huge fan, but some people always look for that. This is where basically you can click on the image icon, and you can either upload an image or photograph from your phone, anything you want. And it will be displayed on the screen, and you can also choose between different colors, the way your info will be displayed on the screen. So not my cup of tea, but some people will probably absolutely fall in love with that feature. Then if you go down to heart rate sensing, so you can choose between a constant heart rate reading taking, or you can switch this option off, and it will only work when you're going to go into the menu heart rate sensing, and then you're going to turn it on. So that way you can save the battery life, but I prefer to keep mine on constantly. Then if you want to Receive notifications about incoming phone calls. You have to turn all of these on. Same goes for your text messages. You have to turn it on, like manually actually allow it to be on for your text messages to come through. Also, if you want to receive notifications from your favorite apps on your watch, you have to go in here and you have to toggle on the apps that you want to receive the information from. And if you can't find the app of your choice, all you have to do is scroll right down to the bottom and turn the other on. And from this moment onwards, you'll receive all the information from your phone regardless. Then you've got your reminder to stand up and take a few steps. That's for those people who find themselves sitting down for too long. You can also set your alarm. You can set several alarms if you wanted to. You've got your light up option. That's basically for people who prefer to see the screen sort of turn itself on automatically when you raise your wrist each time. You can turn the do not disturb mode, so you can turn the mode on, and then you can choose between the times when you don't want to be disturbed, so your watch not going to send you any information or vibrate between those times. And if you go to more settings, you can find your device. You can choose between how long your screen stays on, between 5, 10 and 15 seconds. Personally, I prefer it to stay on for longer. You can choose between different time formats, so 24-hour format or 12-hour format. And you can also choose between several languages. You can choose between all of these languages. And one thing I forgot to mention is that these languages can be changed via the watch. You don't have to go into the app, you can actually change it in the watch itself. And the last but not least is your profile, and this is where you can set your goals, so how many steps you want to do per day. And you can also connect this watch and this app to either Apple Health app or the Google Fit app. So yeah, that's about it about this app. Let's go back to the review and take it from there. So now that you've seen everything, you've seen the info about the watch, you've seen the app, I just want to summarize. First of all, I just want to say that these watches do very much compare to Halo Solar. Same price, same form factor. It really depends on your preference. So for instance, if you prefer a more, let's say, a classy look, I'd probably go for Blitzwolf, because it just gives you that sort of more classic look with the crown and all those things. And the metal bracelet is definitely a go-go. The differences that I've noticed between the Halo Solar, so Blitzwolf got a brighter, more saturated screen. I do prefer the fact that Blitzwolf comes with several watch faces. I think it's fairly good. It should be done with every watch. Also, now I can see that Blitzwolf works a little bit better via Bluetooth, so the info, because I've recently had some issues with my Halo where the app, where the weather is not getting updated, as you can see right there. So it shows me the weather for the next 2 days, but on Sunday it's got like a question mark, and that's a consistent thing. You constantly have to go into the app to update it, whereas with Blitzwolf you don't get that. And yeah, the watch is made really well. I don't see any gaps, I don't see any sharp edges. When you pull it out of the box, it feels really nice in person. It will make a perfect present for Christmas or New Year's Eve, whichever. It doesn't cost the earth. I think it's, you know, the price is set right for the watch. The sensors on board are pretty darn good as well. They do take accurate measurements. I do quite like them, and I'm gonna keep them for a little while, and eventually maybe we're gonna do a little giveaway. Maybe I'll send it to one of my subscribers. I think all you have to do is just subscribe and follow this channel, and one day I'll do it when we get a bit more subscribers than what we have at the minute. And yeah, pretty good watch. I hope I've covered everything, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you still have any questions, don't hesitate, comment down below and I'll do my best to answer your questions. And I'll see you guys in the next one.